I had to make up for being an artist in Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Either I get all the jobs, because I got to explain myself. I can't just be like, I just sit at home and just read scripts and just be creative. No, I got to work.
They just give you that spoon face like,
they're like,
what?
Bechir. Bechir, when are you? Bechir, that acting thing, why?
What's going on, y'all? I'm JP.
Hey, I'm Kara.
I'm Joanes.
And this is The Nugget, where we speak to talented and accomplished guests to learn the nuggets to their success to inspire us to pursue our goals and dreams. And today, actor, writer, director, and producer, Bechir Sylvain.
Whoa.
Oh.
You said
You said it right.
Come on.
Bechir or Bechir. Je dis Bechir Sylvain. Bon, interview fini.
Born in Boston, but raised in Haiti, Haiti.
That's right.
Until the age of 13, having to move to the States due to political distress. In spite of an array of personal tragedies, including the loss of his father and wife to cancer and his own near-death experience, which we'll get into later, he's managed to build an impressive resume of accomplishments on the stage and on the screen. His television credits include his roles as EJ on TNT's hit series Claws, and Willie on BET's hit series Bigger, and guest starring on TV shows such as Black Summer, This Is Us, Chicago PD, Better Call Saul, Blackish, and several others. On the stage, he's earned a Best Ensemble NAACP award for his performance as Malcolm X in the play The Meeting. And now, let's get into it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Bechir.
Y'all did your homework.
Come on, man.
JP said actor, writer, director, producer. Are we missing other stuff?
I don't know, man.
Like comedian?
Oh, come on.
I don't know.
Chef?
No, I try to do it all, man. Hey,
How many boxes did we not check?
No, there is one. Cowboy.
Oh,
man.
You forget that?
Yeah.
I'm shutting down my Instagram today.
Do not do that. That was
Like
bad.
for real life cowboy.
We giving you
Just
props. We were
with
like,
the hat and everything.
like,
Hey, just for the part, no.
Nah, this is beautiful, man. Thank you for that. And thank you for just, doing your homework. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know all the stuff that I do. So, it's, once in a while it's good to just like, oh, yeah, that's right, I do that. That's right, I do that too. I had to make up for being an artist in Haitian. You know what I'm saying? Either I get all the jobs, because I got to explain myself. I can't just be like, I just sit at home and just read scripts and just be creative. No, I got to work.
They just give you that spoon face like,
they're like,
what?
Bechir. Bechir, when are you? Bechir, that acting thing, why?
Tiga son sale. Vamos jouer.
Man.
Então lá jouer.
I take that as people weren't feeling it. Oh, is that what the
We're
translation
going to get the
is?
subtitles later.
Oh, yeah. Growing up, man, it wasn't the norm. I mean, we love TV. I love TV, especially in Haiti. I mean, that's all we did was just, we played outside. I mean, whatever time you had with power, if if we had enough power to watch TV, because then there was this thing called blackout. It's literally blackout, but we say blackout.
Oh, wow.
We used to have a whole song about it when they gave us the light back, because we'd be like, oh, blackout. And you hear it all in the neighborhood. Blackout. And then after that, you'll hear, Yo Bailey! Meaning,
It's back on.
Yo Bailey! Yo Bailey!
All of a sudden it's a festival.
There'll be a festival. When the lights come on. See, we take electricity for granted.
I'm telling
In
you.
Haiti, it's not.
Oh my.
You know how many
Lights go
times
on.
I got mad from playing Super Mario Brothers and it got in a certain level and then boom. And I'm like,
Oh, cliffhangers when there weren't a cliffhanger.
there's movies I had to watch like 8 times.
It's a very no music.
Oh,
situation, we just gonna make something out of nothing.
Oh, we gonna make it.
Yeah.
The unintentional
Yeah,
cliffhangers
you
I
know,
see.
you know what this
Oh
is?
man.
Do you know how gold this is? This could be your soccer ball, man.
Tell
You
it.
done with this? Boom,
Tell
boom.
it.
The ball's flat.
Tell it.
Boom. Let's go. Let's
Tell it.
go all day.
Tell it.
going.
Tell it.
Imagination
Uh-huh.
for days.
So imagine growing up in a, and it's nothing. That's the thing. When you grow up that way, you don't see it as poverty. You just see it as living. Period. It's survival. You just go, oh, this is what we do. And so when you grow up that way, and your parents work so hard to keep a certain status or whatever, so it makes sense to them to be like, what? You want to do what? No. We work too hard to even get, a house and a car and all that stuff, and you want to be out there, quoting Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? So for them, it was more like, is it practical? Does it make sense? Like, how does it work? Because a lot of it, I think, our generation parents, they didn't know how it worked. For them, it has to work. Because in their head, you work, you pay your bills, and then that's it. You work a certain amount, you go to school, you get your degree, and then the degree gets you a job, their job gets you this. Art, it
That's
doesn't
exactly
work.
how my father said it. It's exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
You work, you sleep, you eat.
That's it.
You eat.
But then if you say art,
you-
they don't see it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I got, this is the,
That's it.
That's
it.
That's it.
That's it.
okay?
What's good? That's it.
What's good? That's it.
But art, it's like, how do you explain a Haitian parent, the degree of it? It's like, okay, so you work, and you get nothing. Normal shit.
Yeah.
No, makes no sense. Oh, you do all those years, you got nothing.
That's why a lot of times we just skip trying to explain.
Oh, no,
just be
you
like,
can't.
I gotta go to work. They'll respect that line.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go to work. Oh, okay.
No,
know,
when
but
they
if
really
you-
respect it though? When you pay a bill.
Oh yeah.
When you pay
They don't
that
want to ask
bill,
no questions.
they'll be like, oh.
Don't ask no questions.
Nothing.
Are you enjoying the conversation? Please like and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications and be the first to know when new episodes drop. Do you have any nuggets of wisdom to share? We'd love to hear from you on the nuggets you've learned. Please comment below.
When they go, so when are you going back to work again? Because what you're doing is not work.
Exactly.
You see how they twist
Yeah.
it?
Correct,
They
correct.
use the correct words to like just insult you. Be like, so when you going back to real work? And you're like, oh,
You need a real job.
the real job. And you're like, wow, so what I do is not no, but when are you going back?
You know what the gag is? The gag is, as hard as we all really do work, there are children making millions opening toys on
absolutely.
YouTube. That's the gag.
Don't let me
Yeah.
get up.
Is-
Don't let me get up.
Jokes on.
Yeah.
I'm a clown. Like, you know what I mean? That's the gag.
Yeah, the
A
jokes,
clown.
the jokes on.
Yeah. That's it.
Crazy.
But let's.
Yeah.
There's something interesting. I want to kind of get into a bit about your past, about your parents.
Yeah.
Uniquely, you were born in Boston.
Yep. Just born.
You were
Just
born in Boston.
spit out.
But then you went back to Haiti.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
not the normal trajectory. We're like, hold on
Well-
for a sec. What said you got ahead? What?
Well, my pops used to work for this company called Africare. He
Okay.
did j'étais en agronome,
An agronomist?
Yeah, agronomist.
Okay.
And also he was a lawyer.
Okay.
So he was a lawyer in Haiti and
Okay.
an agronomist, and what he did is he helped certain communities to grow their own crop, show them how to like basically grow their own farms and everything like that. And so he worked with this company called Africare. And so he was hired there for literally, he had a lifetime job. He has a plaque at the house.
Yeah.
That I was like, lifetime? How you get a lifetime
it say
job?
lifetime?
Yes, it said lifetime. Anyway,
I've never heard
dude,
of a
I've never
lifetime
heard
job.
of a job besides the government
Is there
that's like
something-
lifetime.
Oh, so when they hear you want to be an actor, they're like,
And so
like-
he worked in Africa. He worked in Nigeria. He worked everywhere in Africa.
Okay.
Actually, he went back when we went to Miami. He went to Mbuki. But, he lived in Niger. And he had my brother in Boston. The reason why Boston is because my mom's side of the family, all her sisters lived in Boston.
is it Brockton?
Yeah. No. Hyde Park.
Okay.
So my mom's side of the family is from the southeast Haiti, Washabato, which is
Okay.
like all the way in the corner, like
the
bottom,
little-
they're right there. And so her side of the family, a lot of her sisters were in Boston. And so when she had Kudel, my older brother, my dad was like, well, the U.S. government covers us, so why don't you just go chill at home and you could be with family, and then you could come back. So she had my brother in Boston, went to Africa, did 5 years there, then they decided to have me, went back to Boston, and then my mom
Boston was
Literally,
a
they would
check.
drop.
they were just literally like,
It would have
get
dropped
this,
off.
you get that.
Said that.
Yeah,
They would have
came
dropped
back.
off. It's
You
like,
know what I'm
let's make them
saying?
American just so they
Dude,
don't have any
my dad, and,
problems.
and funny enough, because I talked to my dad later on, and he was like, no, he was just like, it wasn't planned per se. It was just
Yeah.
like, her family's there. And so she could be taken care of because we were working so much.
Okay.
So it was just like, I didn't want her to be in a place where I'm out working and I can't, and she's by herself. So she was like, go be with family, then come back and be family again, then come back, and then we keep doing our lives. So when they had me, he decided he quitted the job. He didn't quit. He just wanted to do the same thing that they were doing in Africa and Haiti. You know, he's out there helping the whole country, the whole Africa, whole continent. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, little Haiti needs help. So he created this company called Shipa. It's for us to just live in Haiti, go to school in America, and then come back to Haiti and continue.
Which is real popular around the world.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I end up being dropped off in Boston for like a second, and then we went to Haiti, and then we decided to stay there. And then when 94, when things got really, really bad politically, because and he was in that world as well too. His family was in that world. And,
What do you feel like you carry from your dad?
definitely his personality. Anybody that sees me there was like, oh, petit Hugues. Like we're a lot of fun. We're the type that goes into a party and dance and we have the same personality in a lot of ways, and we're also very, as much as we're extroverts, we're also very independent as well too. So I could go anywhere by myself, like anywhere. Like I come here by myself just to hang out and just like go to the shows and meet new people. Like that's just. It's always been my personality, so I'm glad that I got that from him.
So you had a pretty good sense of self early on.
Oh man,
I mean, before coming to America.
Man, I mean, dude, like you got somebody that's in that field that's that smart. My mom was a teacher and also worked with him as well too.
Wow.
So our education was already in another level, and then you got this brother that speaks 5 languages. That's just like he learned Portuguese from a book.
What?
And I'm talking about like, and I'm not talking about like, hola, mi nombre es, no. I'm talking about like full on like, and I'm like, Portuguese. And he was like, oh, it's easy. And he gives me this book, and this book is like French to Portuguese.
What?
And he's like, you memorize this book and you're good. And I'm like, you want me to memorize a book? And he's looking at me like, what? I did it? Like, what's wrong? Like, you different. You're different. You didn't even, no sound. He just literally read it and was like, got it. Language.
What?
That's wild.
Who does that?
Without
Yeah.
YouTube.
Who does that?
Without YouTube.
With no, how do you, but he also
And no
lived.
like verbal practice. He just
What
took
was
it,
his community?
downloaded
No,
the book.
his community
into
guard was
mind.
great, but
Yeah,
and that's the thing too. Like back in the day, man. I mean, my dad was old. He was one of those like grandpa dad.
Yeah.
They had me late. You know what I'm saying? They had me like 45. So I was like, just made it. That's your daddy? I'm like, yes. What's wrong with my dad? So what?
Daddy!
I got a lot of that at school.
I was like,
It's
so what's wrong with that? That's dad. Ain't your
Grandpa?
daddy old, nigga? Like, dad's older. They're supposed to be older than you. I'm not supposed to be my best friend. He's supposed to be my dad. I'm supposed to be best friend. Hang around with my dad like he's my brother. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense, guys.
You read-
Do you have an audio podcast? Are you looking to grow your audience by expanding into video? Partner with Prosper Digital TV, a virtual and full-service video production company with a dedicated team ready to expand your podcast into video. Visit www.prosperdigital.tv or call 718-622-0062 to get started today.
The reason why I brought that up is because you came to the States when you were 13, right? If I remember correctly. Around that time, it wasn't...
Woo! No,
Yeah, man.
94.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
94.
saying?
Hey, the score didn't drop yet. The score did not drop yet.
What was that experience for you?
Bro, which was crazy.
Briefly, just go over the experience
So
for you.
think about it. I'm in a place where I got family by that time was middle class that existed at the time. So we were good. Like, we were good. We had a sense of self. We traveled, you know, we had vacations and stuff. And I'm like, cool. We lost everything. Like, we sold everything within 2 weeks. Everything gone. Like, gone. I'm talking about boxes and suitcases. Gone.
Wow.
And we go to, imagine, you know, you're in Haiti, right? The house is in Haiti. If you were okay in Haiti.
Yes, it's a compound.
You got a house, right? You got a house and you got 2 little houses for the maids. You got property, right?
2 dogs.
Yeah, the play dog and that's all he knows.
Yeah.
So imagine all of that, right? And I come to the States and we move into Waterview. I'll never forget this. I've been to Boston before because we would go travel during the time to go visit her sisters. So I've seen big buildings and stuff, and I was always fascinated. I didn't see an escalator till I was 9. I didn't know what an escalator was. I remember at 9 years old going, wow, they got Ferris wheels everywhere. This is crazy. Like, I was like, they got music parts and stuff. They got little things with toys. Like, America is great. So I got all this imagination about how great America is. So when I came here, we go to Waterview, and I see this big building, and I was like, man, each person get a building? This is amazing.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, America is great. We're about to have a building, bro.
Not quite.
Wow.
We go in. Oh, God, we go in. Oh, apartment 305. I will never forget this.
You had 305
305 is the apartment number, Waterview. I will never forget this. I remember we walked in, and it was carpet. First of all, it was carpet. It was carpet. We got tiles. I'm like,
Right. You don't do carpet over.
what is this? I was like, they got carpet on the floor. And I was like, wow. And again, I'm a child. So I'm like, oh, they got carpet everywhere. Like, these are expensive because we got Persian carpet. I'm like, they got carpet all over? So I'm like, okay, cool. So I walk in this little area. I was like, okay. And then the kitchen is like, it was like literally about this size. Yeah. So I walk in, kitchen's over there, and I'm like, cool. And then there's a little hallway down there. We go down there, and there was a little room here and a little room there. And I went, oh, okay, cool. I was like, what's upstairs? So I'm like, where's the rest of the... What's the building? I thought the building. Oh, I was like, this is my parents' floor.
Where's
wasn't getting
floor?
it.
And we go upstairs.
How do we get up there? Elevator,
They're
escalator?
like, no,
what?
this is it. And I was like, what? What do you mean? We look out the window, there was bars. I was like, what is...
That's not what.
Can you imagine? And, and I'm thinking I'm coming to America. Like, ooh, everything is big. They have pizza. I've never had pizza before. That was our first meal. That was our first meal in America, man. My dad was like, I'm gonna go walk around. And in Haiti, when you walk around, when you go to the market, you could literally walk to the market and stuff, and you buy your stuff, and the merchant, you bargain with the people, which my mom still do to this day. And I'm like, this is Publix, bro. You can't. It's already set. You can't bargain with them. It's set. They're like, no, stop. This one is bigger than this one.
My mom still does that at the
day.
vegetable store. It's like,
I'm like, no.
she'll ask them.
Comparing. What is
She'll ask them, are
It
you
could
sure?
be the meat. It could be whatever. Like, you know how they got the price on it. And she's like, no,
She
this
wanna
is
haggle.
This has 3 shrimp in there. It's like-
$6.50. Look at this little one right here, and this one, and same price. No.
Come on, don't do that.
Take 50 cents off that.
I'm like, wow. So I remember he walked, and then I was a big fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
I mean, who wasn't?
Yeah.
And so, I'm walking, I see that big red light, and I went, Pizza Hut. I was like,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
snap. In
That's
my
right.
imagination, I'm thinking they're there. I'm thinking the turtles are in there, bro. Because I never, you know what I'm
lived in
saying?
TV.
I'm like, dude.
In Haiti, you didn't have the.
I lived
He
in
lived
that
in Haiti.
whole-
I mean, he lived in television. in
like I thought,
the world.
I thought my school was gonna be Saved by the Bell. I thought it was gonna
gosh.
be Zach
Oh
Morris.
my goodness.
I was gonna see a lot of
You
white
really-
people.
So you had a lot of rude
So
awakenings.
you're
The thing-
reliving every show you saw
Bruh.
in Haiti from the U.S.
but not the show.
but
Not the show.
Dang.
Like my dad
On
was
first entry, you
bruh,
thought, okay,
dude,
this
this is it.
This is okay.
Dude, you all had escalators.
Yeah.
I was
Back
like,
to reality.
man, bad. No, but for real, I was like,
That's
yo,
tough.
this is
That's tough.
insane.
That's crazy.
So, Pizza Hut, got the pizza. I remember, and my English still at that time was not good. I didn't know a word. I knew like songs and stuff like that, but I didn't know. And I remember they gave us a menu and I was like, they have more stuff than just pepperoni and cheese. And I'm looking at it and I remember Supreme. Supreme. I was like, wow. What can be better than a Supreme pizza?
How did you feel when Supreme came out?
They're like, what do you want?
clothing.
I was like, Supreme. They put it in a box or whatever, and I'm like excited. I'm looking at it. Oh my gosh, we get to the house, put it on the floor. I remember this. We had no furniture. We had no chairs. We sat around, pizza right there. We opened it, and my mom looked at it like, oh. Because, we know slices.
Yeah.
We've never seen a pie before. Like, we know slice of pizza. So my mom didn't know, like, how do we eat this? And I'm like, I got this. I seen this in TV.
Oh,
He saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
This is how you do it. America. The greatest.
I got this.
I got
I've
this,
seen
y'all.
this.
You
I've
understand
seen this scene. Y'all
how
don't
good this is
understand.
about this.
Teenage Mutant, I
happened.
got this. I've seen this.
Man, that's what I knew. I was gonna be okay in America, bro. I was like, America.
This sounds
is
like
great.
a show.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you
This is a show.
scene after scene after
We
scene.
Oh,
got
man.
we got to write this show.
No, I'm writing it. I'm
Okay,
writing it.
awesome.
I'm definitely writing
do.
it because it's
This is the show.
it's no, until
'Cause it's
the
a matter of
Fugees,
perspective.
bro. And I have a whole episode about the Fugees. Because they changed. I don't think he realized they saved lives, bro.
yeah, they put Haiti
Like
on
we
the
used to
map.
fight, dude. We used to get beat up every day. After the end of the year, you know how they do, like, oh, we're gonna toilet paper the whole school or form the whole school. One of the activities were to find a Haitian and beat them.
Yep.
Facts. And so all of us got together and was like, all right, we circle up, and, hey, get ready, or we just run.
A lot of fighting back
Oh
then.
man,
A lot of
and I
fighting back
remember, dude. And if one of them fell, boom, we all had to come back, grab them, go, let's go. Like it was real.
I'm curious because it was like that. It seems like it was like that everywhere.
Yeah,
Right?
And I didn't
In New York,
understand.
in
Were
New
you,
York,
were
we
you
were
in
just-
Miami?
Yeah, I was in Miami, and that's the worst part. Miami, which is
Correct.
Haiti.
Right. Basically.
Yeah.
My mom was still like, no. I need to be, and especially around that time. And I get
She
it
liked
now.
nice things.
Oh, she still
Right.
likes nice things till this day. But I think now I think back about all the stuff that she did, and I go, oh, okay, of course, she was afraid. Our life just changed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I get it now. A lot of the choices now, I'm like, oh, that's why she didn't want to let me go outside. That's why she didn't want to do this. That's why. Because me and her did not. We used to be like this because my
Yes.
dad had to go to work.
Yeah.
So it was.
Your dad was not physically here.
Yeah, so he went back to the African job. That lifetime.
Did you find that she kept trying
Oh
to keep
my,
you sheltered?
bruh,
That was a big thing.
bruh.
Haitian kids back then, including myself. Yeah,
and-
you can't go outside. You can't do nothing.
And especially because I wanted to be a lawyer like my dad. I didn't want to be an actor from jump. I wanted to be like a lawyer, right? And so I'm always like questioning, like, you got to make sense to me. If this doesn't make sense, so I would like plead my case. I was like, Mom, the basketball court is about 300 yards, okay? You have a window right here. You can stand right here. You could literally watch me there. I'll be there for 30 minutes and I'll come back and then everything is good. No, Bechir. Oh, and I'm like, why? Because
So
I said so.
frustrating.
No, you can't. Nah, bro. Nah, it just, man. But now I get it because at that time she wasn't legal. Ding,
That's
ding,
a-
ding,
nah,
ding,
that's
ding,
another
ding,
level.
ding. I
That's
didn't
another
even
level.
understand that.
Okay.
And her, Bechir pas comprendre. I didn't. Because, it's like, dude, if anything happens to me, you know what I'm saying? I go to the hospital, guess what?
It's over.
You know what I'm saying?
So how did you guys get here?
Oh, plane. We flew because me and my brother.
Or did you come?
Yeah, we
But never didn't go back.
pretty much.
So you were undocumented.
Well, me and Kudel was
But
because
your
we were
mom
born
was-
here.
yeah.
My
Right.
mom
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
No,
yeah. Because of the Boston.
in
Was
time,
your
yeah.
dad?
No.
Well, 'cause-
no, but
okay,
yeah,
but
and
he,
that's
but
why
he was never here. He was always away.
Got it.
Wow.
Bruh.
You figured it out.
I was like, yo,
worked
like
it out.
going back, I'm like, oh, we had a weird dynamic. We went from the Haitian, Huxtables to, because that was
a
my
good
dad.
analogy,
Dude,
okay.
my dad was the Huxtable. Like my dad was Bill. Like he
Yeah.
was like Bechir Sylvain, like he was crazy, like, dude. I mean, hilarious.
Costume.
I mean, like, I remember when that show came out, and I was like, "That's you, Dad." And he was in love with Claire, boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, that brother, man. Dude, and you know how like old Haitian like fathers back in the day, they don't want to disrespect their wife, and so, and you could tell he had a big crush. So me and my brother would be watching, and he'll come out the corner, and he knew it. He knew what we were watching because it's 5:30. Cosby Show shows up at 5:30. That's funny how we whisper Cosby Show like as if it's a bad thing.
Right.
The Cosby Show. It's the Cosby Show.
They gotta watch this.
Can't talk about it anymore. Cosby Show shit.
It's private.
Like it's
You gotta watch this on Patreon now.
So 5:30, man, Cosby Show showing up, and my dad come out the corner. Clockwork is so what are you guys watching?
Or you try to play it off.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, we're watching the Cosby Show. Oh, okay. Let me sit down. Let me sit down. And this brother.
You would check out his girl.
Brother would just sit there and just wait. And, you know, Cosby does his thing. Theo, you need to be doing your thing. So, boom, 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 boom. And Claire shows up. Wow. And then she, like, leaves the scene. Okay, all right.
Are you enjoying the conversation? Please like and subscribe to our channel. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications and be the first to know when new episodes drop. Do you have any nuggets of wisdom to share? We'd love to hear from you on the nuggets you've learned. Please comment below.
How did you go from your mom not wanting you to go outside and discovering your connection to acting?
Junior year in high school. So by that time, I was doing debate. I was doing mock trial.
Ooh, I see that.
And then
What made you take that though?
I wanted to be a lawyer. I didn't know English.
You already
yeah.
knew
I
you
was
wanted
just
at
like
that
I was
time.
like, this
Okay.
is what I want, criminal law. And so my law teacher was like, you need to take an acting class so you can have stage presence. I didn't even know what a theater was. Literally, I was like, movie theater? And they're like, no. You need to take a theater class. And I was like, what is that? I didn't even know what it looked like, nothing. I just remember people wearing black and being sad all the time. And I was like, why are they wearing black and being sad? Like, this is weird. I don't like this. So there was a summer thing. I took the summer thing, and I remember Paul Avery, Booger. That was his thing. I don't know why. That was his word. All acting teachers back then just weird, just quirky, just saying out of nowhere. He'll be like, Booger. Anyway, Bechir.
Throw you off.
I'm like, what? Whatever. So he was like, yeah, you need to be in my class. And so he was like, my first assignment was to lip sing a song. And I remember it was Usher.
How is this related?
I didn't understand. But so my brain was like, how do you grade this? So my thing is, okay, so I have to learn the words perfectly. I guess that's how they word it, and I got to dance it the way he did it, and I'm going to kill it and just do my thing, blah, blah, blah. How'd I do? Oh, wow, that was great. You should be in our play. He put me in on West Side Story. I did West Side Story. Then I still was like, oh, this is fun, but I was like, yo, this ain't real. Like, I started understanding, like, with my parents, it was like,
You heard them,
this
yeah.
is weird. Like, we just play around. I'm like, this is what I do for fun. Like, I do this in my room. Like, we getting graded for this? This is weird, ridiculous. Then my senior year, when we all become lazy and decide I don't want to do anything anymore because I'm a senior, and he was like, hey, take my class. We do competitions. And I was like, I don't want to work. I remember literally. I was like, I don't want to work. He was like, look, Booger. He said, all you need to do is the state competition, and one play, and that's it. And the rest of the year, you could do whatever you want. And I went, cool, bet. So he put me in Greece, and I was the first black Danny Zuko in Dade County. No, we got in trouble, really. Like they were trying to shut it down.
Oh,
The
wow.
school didn't want to do it.
Florida.
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 Black Danny Zuko. The girl wasn't even white. She was Cuban. And I was like, come on, y'all.
Cuban, why
can't I be Danny Zuko? Anyway, still killed it. They loved it. Even still, he was like, you need to do this. I remember him telling the whole class, if you want to do anything else in the world, go do that. Do not do acting because it's the hardest thing in the world. And I was like, I remember him saying, even if you could tie your shoe better, do that instead of acting. And he was like, but Bechir, you need to pursue it. And I was like, brother, why would you put that on me?
Your teacher, Paul Avery,
he put
he
that.
told everybody, don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it, but
But he told
Bechir,
you.
you need to do it. And I was like, oh.
What'd you say to him, Booger?
Where
you do that?
Booger.
Come on now.
I was like, I don't know, man. Then I went to Miami-Dade, and I was like, maybe I'll minor, and then just to see. And that's when I really got hit. Then it was just like, oh, I did Moliere, The Miser, and I was like, I like this. I really like this. And it was on, you know. But it was just, you know, at first it was just like, this is fun, but this ain't real, right? And then when I did it at the college level, that's when I was like, oh, okay, like patrons coming in and seeing the comments and also just taking on a role.
You were meant to have that experience.
But did you
though.
also discover that you had certain skill sets too? What
Yeah.
was that process? What did you discover about yourself as a skill set?
Research. I love research. That's probably one of my biggest things that I, to this day, use in my acting. It's just the research that you have to do, man. I'll break down a script like it's a case. I'll break it down. I'll break down what everybody else says about me. I'll break down. And I'm like, ooh, and then he said this and this and that, which creates a lot of details. Makes it very, you know, easy for me to create a character and bring out some stuff. And people were like, ooh, man, that's so funny that you did that because I'm like, yeah, because you said this. And they're like, oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why I got that take. Yeah, so I think that skill set definitely helped a lot.
I wanted to ask you about that because in your senior year, you were saying, I don't want to work, right? And that was kind of what propelled you into acting. So now that you're here and you have this like immense resume, where does that feeling come in for you? Like, at what point does it feel like work, or does it?
It feels like work when you're auditioning. You know, the auditioning process is work. Again, it's a skill. It's a gift that's given to you. But then there is a preparation. There is a method to, you know, to each his own. Because some people are just like, well, I just do whatever I want.
Yeah.
But there are an expectation. The moment there's expectation, that automatically you're like, oh, okay, I got to put in the work. But most of the time, you know, especially if it's really good, it doesn't feel like work. Most of the time, I'm just like, y'all paying me for this? Like, all right.
That's a blessing.
Oh, it's the best. It's
Yeah.
the
Just
man.
like that
I've had,
class.
dude. Oh, I used to have I had a blast doing Bigger. Man, I was that job. I was playing. I was straight up playing a fool. I was playing this. I'm hitting the table. I just noticed that. Boom. And I was like,
The enthusiasm, that's all.
Yeah.
But no, like, you know, that set, man, I went into character. I was like in the tent. I don't know if y'all see the show or whatever. I have like a homeless tent. I was literally like, instead of being on my material, I was like, I'm going to be in my tent. And they're like, oh, Willie, leave Willie alone. He's going to. Dude, I was having so much fun.
That sounds like the good side of method acting. Right
Oh
there.
my gosh, it's the best. It's the best. It's the best. But, you know.
What has been your most impactful role that you've played?
Oh, Malcolm X. Anybody that is exposed to him in any shape, way, or form, whether if you're watching his videos or whatever, it's impossible not for him not to change your life. Like change my entire life, and then to try to not even embody him, but embody his philosophies and just, or even try to understand his philosophies. Changed my life. Changed my entire life. I personally think he's one of the most complete human beings I've ever met. And by complete, meaning like he went full circle from someone that was totally from not expected, you know, drug hustler, you name it, to what he became. I was just like, my God. And the fact that he was probably one of the most honest person out there, to be that honest and still focus on your faith and still trust your faith that much, even if it means betraying the person that brought you to that faith. You know how much, that's a lot of, woo, boy,
Layers
he's
to
got some
that.
cojones, as the Latins would say, you know, like to do that spiritually, that takes a lot. And I admired that about him and what he was about, and, you know, uplifting black. And you know, for the longest, I thought he was Haitian because of his mentality, bro. I was like, He has to be Haitian. This brother just don't
We
care.
stay doing that. We stay doing that. Like, I think he's
Oh,
Haitian.
Malcolm, c'est moun pas de père. Pas de père, monsieur, sorti, mon
Somebody
cher.
cousin.
Yeah, ici, monsieur, mon cher, mon Jew. Because I was like, he was so resilient. I was like, yo, that's us right there, like all day. Like, we didn't care about the French. Like, you know, we gonna be free regardless. Like, that's why some of us walk around the way we do because of that history. And it's like, you know, to see somebody do that in America the way he did, I was like, man, good for you, bro. Good for you. Yeah, that role changed my life.
What do you think you've taken from some of your most impactful roles? You know, as far as like lessons or skills that you enhanced.
Most of my impactful roles are literally God-given, and now they're kind of like given from my wife as well too. She's still working, y'all. She thinks she's slick, and I'll be like, I know you did this. I know you did this. But now, like, it makes sense. It makes total sense. Like, I did a play called The Royale, which is Jack Johnson's story. And I don't know if you all know who Jack Johnson is. He's the first black heavyweight champion of the world. Please look that brother up. That brother's a monster. Man, Jack Johnson, whoo. Marco Ramirez, incredible playwright. He wrote this play based on him loosely and kind of changed his name. He called him Jay Jackson instead of Jack Johnson. But we know who we're talking about. And so it was same thing, same story. I got that role the year after my wife passed. And I was so broken at that moment. I was so broken, and I didn't know where my strength was. I didn't know. I was like broken. I was like, I'm done. One of her really good friends hit me up, and she was like, hey, we're doing this play, and I think you'd be perfect for it. And at that time, I was like out of shape. I was just like, ugh. Like, I just was not feeling the greatest. And she's like, yeah, it's for this play, The Royale. And I originally auditioned for the first time that it came out years ago, and I didn't get it. So I was like, oh, yeah, I know the play, whatever. And I was like, yeah, we would love for you to audition and do it. And I was like, all right, I'll do it. And I auditioned, and they liked me, and they auditioned again. And they're like, we like you. And I'm like, all right. And they're like, all right, cool, you're booked. We want you. And I was like, all right.
He looked at his belly.
yeah. No, for real. Like, real talk.
Y'all
Like,
right?
man, I was like, I don't know. Okay. Like, the brother was the greatest. And I boxed too by chance because I was boxing to deal with my situation. Because when, you know, my wife had cancer, I needed a place to, you know, express myself. So I just picked it up. So by that time, I've been doing it for years. And they were like, hey, do you happen to know anything about boxing? I was like, actually, I've been doing it for a little bit. Like, interesting, whatever. But the journey of this man's strength and the journey of who he was as a man in the play, you're realizing that his entire strength is laid upon him. That play allowed me to find my strength within me at that time, that I still had to keep going and fight physically. And I got in the best shape of my life. I was 235. I went down to 205. It was insane, bro. To tap into that, and a lot of the emotions that I was feeling in real life was going through me through the play, and allowed me to find my strength. I'm learning to be the Bechir that I need to be by playing the greatest fighter in the world. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be the greatest fighter in the world, he had to had some kind of a mental strength, especially around the time where racism, I mean, you're talking about Jim Crow. You know, 1920s. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And this man was bold. And, you know, everything that I know of myself.
How long was that period of time between the time when you...
between she passed and the play?
Yeah.
I would say, because it was December, I got it in the summer. It was maybe like 5-6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you take us through that journey you mentioned about your wife passing? Because the way you're processing it even now is hella interesting. Can you talk about that?
No, absolutely. I mean, you know, I was blessed to marry. She's seen the pictures. She was a baddie.
Let's be clear.
I mean, dude, I've had interviewers apologize. I'm serious.
They look up on Instagram like,
they were like, oh wow, I'm sorry. I'm checking out. I'm checking her out.
Damn.
Bro. I'm so sorry. And I was just like,
my bad.
Good.
Take pride.
Take
pride.
She was beautiful. I mean, she is. She is beautiful. She's amazing. She was a producer. I met her her. She was working for NBC, and she was doing NBC Shortcuts. And at that time, I created my show, Make It Happen. That's the one that I wrote and produced and all that. And then we got audience award for it. And this is where I met her. This is a long 3-hour story about that. So when she got cancer 2 weeks before 31st birthday, we got married in 2014. Reason why I paused is because a lot of my family didn't know that I got 2 weddings. Sorry, y'all. But so we got married in 2014 by ourselves, and then we waited a whole year and we got married the same day because I have Haitian parents. I didn't want to die. All right.
I understand. Understand that. Yeah.
I didn't want to die, so I went. We have to do it another one the same day. So anyway, so we can celebrate this and be okay. So literally after a year, unfortunately, I got to, really live in my vows. She got really sick. They gave her 6 months when she was diagnosed. We changed her entire diet. We went extremely vegan. She survived 3. And within those 3 years, she busted her butt we learned so much information and seeing how much this colon cancer, colorectal cancer, is
like aggressive,
and also to the Black community. We didn't know that, and so she decided to create her own company called Brown Sugar Rehab to basically tell people about it and everything like that. And so now I took on that mantle. I merged with Colon Cancer Alliance and also Black Health. And my goal is for people not to have to go through what I went through. It was the most difficult process any human being could ever go through. I still go through it to this day. Her passing was on the 12th of this month.
Wow.
Which makes it even worse because the 11th is our wedding. So I'm celebrating my anniversary, and then the next, she held on. This is how much, let me tell you one little thing about her strength. She held on the 11th. I remember looking at her eyes. I'm suited up, flowers, and she can't even talk. She's at that place of where you can't even talk anymore. And I'm looking at her eyes, and her eyes are just dancing, and she's holding on. And I'm like, I love you, and I'm celebrating our marriage. And she held on the next day, 12 o'clock, and that's when she passed. She wanted to make sure that my memory of my wedding was not going to be her death. So I was like, wow, dude. Okay. All right. So that was just one of those things about her that you just go, I got lucky. I got an angel. I got one of his angels, and I got to I always tell people, I got to love on God's daughter. And when you're responsible to God's daughter, there's a lot of pressure.
You don't mess that up. Yeah.
I mean, what's the alternative? There is none.
You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful because it's not your first time battling. It's still different.
Yeah, dude. I thought my dad's was bad. I thought my dad was my best friend. I mean, we're basically the same people, man. And when he passed, I thought that was it. I was like,
how old were you when?
25 when he died.
Okay, so 13 coming into
Colon
the
cancer
States.
also?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, yo.
Almost 10 years after.
Bruh, I couldn't even, my brain couldn't even, I didn't know that kind of pain existed. And I was like, of course, eventually your dad is going to pass. But I was like, not like this, bro.
Yeah.
Like to see a giant become literally shriveled up and just, it messed me up. I almost became an alcoholic. I'm just being really honest. It was just it was bad. And so when this happened, when she got sick, it was almost like God prepped me for knowing what to do, because I saw how my dad was. I helped him a lot of times. And at that time I was at school in Texas, so when I would fly out, I remember taking him to his appointment to get some chemo. I remember, and at the same time he was getting citizenship. Oh man, I remember, dude, I took him to get his citizenship. I saw him, I took him all the way on the wheelchair, him standing up in his pride, he's crying. I was like, yo, and then go to the trash can, vomit, go on the bus. I'm talking about movie moments. When he passed, man, I was like, yeah, I don't ever want to feel that again. And so when she got sick, it was weird because, again, I'm living out my vows. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting the chance to love the way God wants us to love. It wasn't about me anymore. I literally learned unconditional love, like how to really do that. Because we say it, but we don't really say it. But when you actually have to do it for real, because that person is going to be gone and you literally have to be selfless, and to the point where it's like, I'm like, no, because the first year it was all like, get it done, we got to fix it, what do you need, blah 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 blah. Then she went to remission, and we celebrating, we're like, yes, we won, life is great. Came back. When it came back, I remember her crying, and I was like, I smiled, and she was like, what's going on? I was like, I get to love on you again. That's a chance I get now. I get to really love on you. And so the greatest gift of life I got from her, you know. Unfortunately, it happened the way it did. It still hurts still this day. And there are dark moments. I have dark moments all the time. But now I don't judge it. I'll allow it to happen. I'll have my moments. I'll have my Job moments where I'm like, but you know, ask questions, but you know, don't challenge him, because he could take your anger.
You know, for us, like, can we just raise our hands if you've been impacted by cancer? Like, how many of us, right? So I think for whoever, you know, you've been able to touch, you know, Brown Sugar Rehab, who they have been able to touch and who they will touch, they must be so grateful for the work you've been doing. So please just know that your reach is probably farther than you may even realize.
I appreciate that.
And that name is black as hell.
Hello.
Black Sugar Rehab.
I was
She
at
put
Brown
some
Sugar
style
Rehab. I
on
was
that.
like, yes, because you know
If I'm gonna make this, it's gonna be good.
We wanted to, you know, let people know about sugar, because sugar's bad, bro. Yeah, we all know it, and they don't talk about it, and you know.
I mean, that raise your hand moment is a teacher
No.
thing. I can't help it.
No.
But I just also wanted to comment. I love the way you carry your wife and your love with you always. Just even talking about the role that followed and how she might have had a part in that. How you said, I see you working. How you said she's still working. It's
She's
just
your agent.
beautiful to listen to.
She almost
Yeah.
was.
How do you do that? Like you said, because every role, as you said, is God sent.
Yeah.
Do you, like, how do you do that? How do you draw? What do you draw from to be able? Because I'm married, and that's, she's my best friend, and I can't even fathom the thought,
Man.
of my wife passing. I can't fathom it.
Right?
You know, I can't even fathom.
So
it.
imagine
you
being
fathom
there.
it?
I can't. No, I can't.
But you see,
I'm the worst.
no. But you see where you're at right now. But you see what I'm saying though, like
Yeah.
that level of where you're like,
I
I would go in that. Imagine being there, but it does happen.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm boldly, and I don't care what anybody feel about it. It's my faith. I believe in God. I believe for every time I wake up, and I'm telling you, there are times where I'm like, I don't know, bro. But there is a reason why. There is a reason why I'm here talking about it right now. Whether if it's helping that one couple that's listening to this, whatever time, that's going, man, I needed to hear that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And I can't take that for granted. You know, I got a chance to live. And they always say, like, you know, God allows people to live certain journeys because he knew that they could handle it. You know, and sometimes I'm like, this is how you wanted to see if I can handle it, bro? But, you know, with that responsibility, you know what I'm saying, you go, okay, how do you choose to handle it? You can either handle it badly or you could try. Just try. And it's an everyday thing. It's every moment.
You made a choice.
I was thinking.
Yeah. No, it is a choice. But it's in a choice in understanding and believing that God is still good, regardless of all the situation that has happened. Because at the end of the day, I'm still living. I'm still here. I still got to work. I still got to wake up in the morning and do whatever I got to do. I still got to do something. The choice could be I could do that miserably or I could be positive. And also, Shannon was not about that whole sadness thing. You get a day. Thank you. Let's go. You know, it's an insult to these people that you know, that are gone. Because they're, you know, and that's how I keep my relationship. That's why I keep them with everything. My relationship with my wife continues just in the spiritual level. She'll never be gone. She's still mine. You know what I'm saying? She's still my wife in that way. And my relationship is not only just memories. It's like, what would Shannon say right now? You know what I'm saying? She'd be like, good choice in the jacket, baby. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like you could do that.
Because there is this thing
Because
notice you carrying like Kara said, like you're almost like she's present with you. and
yeah, you know what I'm
almost
saying,
giving you
and not in a like crazy like and I got a lock of hair on the side. No, I'm very realistic about it, and that's how my brain is handling it. My brain right now is going, well, you know what, this is how you're coping with it, and if you need her in that way, that's what we're doing right now. You know, that's how I see it.
Well, I mean, I love how you see all of these trials because, like you said, it could go the other way.
Oh, easy.
Right? And so that's pretty commendable.
No, thank you about that, man. And I'm more proud about that than anything I've done, to be honest with you. Like, we could talk about all the great, the shows I've worked on. That's fun. But I'm more proud of the fact that I loved my wife the way I did, and I loved my dad the way I did, and the way I treated myself, regardless of the good and the bad, I'm still able to go, all right, I'm going to keep moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as like the biggest accomplishment in my life is literally staying alive.
We've got notes and notes and notes to hang on to you and your sharings with us. So thank you so, so much. If you had to leave a nugget for maybe an aspiring actor like yourself or someone living through love, what kind of nugget would you leave for our audience?
One of the nuggets that I have to leave with is about colon cancer, right? One of the things that we need to do for sure is really normalize having the conversation about our poop, our colon, our doo-doo, because that is killing Black people faster than you possibly think. Do the research. I'm not even going to tell you the numbers because I don't want to be that person's like, oh, the percentage of it. No, do it yourself. But then remember what I'm saying now, so then you could go, oh, that's why he said it. Really have the conversation with your family. Find out if it ever ran into your family's history. If you're 45, go get a colonoscopy. If you're not 45, at least get screened to see if you need a colonoscopy to see if you have any symptoms. Because the thing is, there is no symptoms. Light blood or stomach discomfort or fatigue, which we all are, especially after 2020. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you're just like, I'm fine. You've seen pictures of my wife, you would have never, ever known that she had cancer, ever. And that's the problem with it. You can't detect it until you have a colonoscopy. And what's cool about a colonoscopy, they actually cure it. And by curing it, meaning they find the polyps and they take them out. Polyps can either be cancerous or not. They don't know which one it is. So they take out all of them. So that is number one. 2, for actors, artists, learn the craft, be great at it, do your own work, but really learn the craft. Because I feel like nowadays there is a shortcut. I want to be an actor and I want to be on TV next week. Learn the craft. Don't go in because, there's none, so we'll be the first one. Let's go ahead and just do it, but do it with quality. And as far as love, I'll take my wife's quote, love without fear.
Definitely want to thank you for coming through, blessing us with all the comedy as well, not just the jewels. You know what I'm saying? We knew it was gonna be good. We was like, oh, okay. You like this.
Let them on in.
Yeah. But before we go, just share with our audience where they can find you online or where you would like them to follow you.
Yeah, just my name, Bechir, not Bashir, Bashir. No, not hating to all the Bashirs out there in the world. God bless y'all. But Bechir Sylvain, Sylvain. And as my host said, Bechir Sylvain. There we go.
Red.
Yes, sir.
And that is our episode of The Nugget. See y'all next time.
Boom, boom.
That's it.
That's it. I like that.